She looks calm on the surface, but something about her energy feels different, quieter, heavier, almost careful. And that's where most men get confused. Because when a woman is falling for you, she doesn't always move closer. Sometimes she pulls herself together. Sometimes she hides. Here's the truth most men are never told. Real feelings make women cautious before they make them bold. Infatuation is loud. Falling is silent. When her emotions deepen, her nervous system shifts from expression to protection. She starts watching herself around you, editing her reactions, measuring her words. Not because she doesn't care, but because she cares more than she planned to. One of the first hidden signs is restraint. She laughs a little less freely than before. She pauses before replying. Not because she's losing interest, but because she's afraid of revealing too much. When a woman starts imagining consequences, she's already emotionally invested. Another sign lives in her memory. She remembers small things you forgot you even said, not the impressive stories, the throwaway comments, the insecurities you mentioned once. That's emotional filing. Her mind is making space for you without her consent. You'll also notice she becomes more attuned to your mood than her own. If you're quiet, she checks herself. If you're distant, she internalizes it. This isn't neediness, it's attachment forming. Her emotional radar is tuning itself to you. But here's the one men miss most. She starts hiding how much you affect her. She won't confront you directly. She won't demand clarity. Instead, she tests the emotional temperature. Subtle questions, hypothetical scenarios, small withdrawals to see if you notice. Understand this. Women don't hide feelings because they're manipulative. They hide feelings because vulnerability has cost them before. And when she's falling, the risk feels higher. If you mistake her restraint for indifference, you'll step back right when she's stepping inward. Attraction isn't always movement toward you. Sometimes it's the quiet decision not to run. When a woman is hiding her feelings, her behavior becomes paradoxical. She wants closeness, but she creates space. She wants reassurance, but she avoids asking for it. This contradiction isn't confusion, it's self-control battling desire. One powerful sign appears in how she listens. She doesn't just hear your words. She listens for meaning, for tone, for subtext. She reads between sentences. That's not casual interest. That's emotional investment trying to stay invisible. You may notice she mirrors your emotional rhythm without copying your actions. If you slow down, she softens. If you're grounded, she relaxes. If you're unsettled, she becomes cautious. This is unconscious alignment. Her nervous system is syncing with yours. Another sign is delayed honesty. She wants to tell you things, but later. Not now, not yet. She says, I'll tell you someday, or remind me to explain that another time. That's her future-oriented thinking slipping out. She's placing herself ahead of the present moment. She may also downplay her jealousy. She won't accuse. She won't confront. Instead, she observes, quietly, closely, not to control you, but to protect herself from disappointment. And then there's emotional generosity. She gives more patience than the situation deserves, more understanding than you've earned. She interprets your flaws gently. That softness doesn't come from attraction alone, it comes from attachment. Here's the critical insight. When a woman hides her feelings, she's waiting to see if it's safe to reveal them. Safety isn't about perfection, it's about consistency, emotional steadiness, predictability without pressure. If you push her to confess, she'll retreat. If you ignore her signals, she'll harden. But if you remain calm, present, and emotionally available without demanding clarity, she slowly lowers her guard. Hidden feelings don't need to be extracted. They need to be allowed. Let's talk about the internal battle she's fighting, because this is where men often misinterpret her behavior as mixed signals. She's not undecided about you. She's undecided about the risk. When a woman starts falling, her mind replays interactions late at night. She revisits moments, rethinks conversations, not because she's overanalyzing, but because emotional significance activates memory consolidation. You're living in her head quietly, repeatedly. She may also become more protective of her independence. This isn't disinterest, it's fear of losing herself. Women who have been hurt don't fall fast. They brace. They tighten boundaries while emotions grow behind them. Watch how she responds to emotional depth. When conversations drift toward values, fears, childhood, or meaning, she leans in. When things become casual or surface level, she disengages slightly. Depth is where she feels most connected to you. Another hidden sign is selective availability. She's busy, but she finds time for you, not loudly, not dramatically, but intentionally. You're not an obligation, you're a choice. She may even subtly challenge you, not to test dominance, but to see how you handle emotional friction. Can you stay calm when misunderstood? Can you listen without defending? Her feelings are tied to your emotional maturity. Here's the warning most men need to hear. Don't punish her for moving slowly. Don't demand clarity to soothe your anxiety. The moment she feels pressure, her instinct to protect herself will override her desire. Attraction grows in emotional safety, not urgency. If you can tolerate ambiguity without withdrawing or chasing, you become the place where her feelings feel safe to land. That's when hidden emotions stop hiding. So, what do you do when you sense she's falling but holding back? You become steady. You stop performing. You don't rush intimacy or clarity. You let your actions answer questions she's too afraid to ask. Consistency is louder than reassurance. Presence is more seductive than persuasion. When you show up emotionally the same way every time, her nervous system relaxes, and relaxed emotions reveal themselves naturally. If she opens up a little, you don't interrogate. You receive. If she pulls back, you don't punish. You stay grounded. This balance tells her one thing clearly. Her feelings won't cost her dignity here. And eventually, the mask slips. Not in a dramatic confession, but in comfort, in warmth, in ease, in her no longer managing herself around you. That's when you'll know she was falling long before she ever said it. Now, here's the question I want you to answer honestly in the comments. When a woman starts caring deeply, do you respond with patience or with pressure? If this resonated with you, like the video. Subscribe for deeper psychological truths men are rarely taught, and share this with a friend who keeps missing what's right in front of him, but hidden on purpose.